We're here on Back from the Dead with Bonnie Elizabeth Parker, former partner of Clyde Chestnut Barrow on their 80th death anniversary. How does it feel to be back?
Amazing.
Over the years, you and Clyde have somewhat become a romanticized icon. How did you first meet him?
We first met in 1930. I was barely legal at the prime age of 19. He was a daredevil, and he gave me the life of excitement that I craved. At the age of 20, he was already an ex-con. His bad boy attitude drew me to him, like a moth drawn to a flame, and we fell for each other. I'd do anything for him, and I did.
What did you have to give up to be together?
I had to give up my family, a life of normality, my dreams. There was at one point where he was sent back to prison, and I risked my life to give him a pistol to aid in his escape.
Your dream?
I've always wanted to be known, a light in a room of darkness, especially in the arts, mainly poetry. Throughout all the running and killing, I still continued on with my poetry.
Have you ever killed for him?
I may have aided in a few murders.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
So show me why you're strong. Ignore everybody else. We're alone now.
And we're back. How could you love a murderer, especially one with 8 toes?
He cut off his toes in hopes of being moved to a different facility. He was and is my soulmate. I loved each and every one of his toes. It may have prevented him from wearing shoes while driving, but he got us out of situations just fine. I myself had my own flaws. In 33, I had been in an automobile accident, and it impaired my walking. He loved me just the same.
Okay. The gang managed to elude authorities and avoid capture for nearly 2 years. How did you die?
We were taken out as the cops fired at us while they finally caught us. We died together. It's too bad we couldn't have been buried together.
And why is that?
My mother, being the loving woman she is, had never approved of Clyde's lifestyle.
Were you close with your mother?
Very much so. She had raised me properly, as much as you could with 3 children and no husband. But the life of crime was mine as much as it was Clyde's.
You died wearing your first husband's wedding ring, the one I'm assuming that's on your hand today. Do you still love him?
Wearing this ring it kept me grounded. It also helped me realize the reasons I did what I did. To give hopes to those less fortunate, to those.
So did you still love him?
No.
Then why didn't you get a divorce?
Clyde and I had met so abruptly and fell so quickly, nothing else mattered. Like I said, I'd do anything for him.
And you never felt unfaithful?
I was doing what will always be right. Nothing else mattered.
Clyde Barrow's mania, his guns, spiked at last by the law. 2 sawed-off shotguns, 2 machine rifles, 10 automatic pistols, and 1,500 rounds of ammunition. The Barrow and Parker death car. Every one of these holes was made by the steel-jacketed bullets from the high-powered rifles in the hands of the officers. Many of these bullets passed entirely through the door on Clyde's side, through Clyde's body, struck Bonnie, passed through her body, then out through the door on her side of the car. The officers were on the left side of the road, nearest the driver. This explains the fact that Bonnie's body had more bullet holes than Clyde's. Any one of these bullets would have been fatal to both, but after having killed 14 people, most of whom were officers of the law, and having come safely through so many gun battles, it did not seem advisable to fire just 1 bullet.